Hello, everybody. I hope you are well, that you are blessed and living your best life. My name is Nsiki Mkiza, and welcome to another edition of the A to Z of social entrepreneurship. If you are starting a social enterprise, if you already run a social enterprise, we're going through a couple of things according to the letters of the alphabet of stuff you should think about to start, grow, and run your business. In this edition, we are looking at the letter H. And initially when I was thinking about the letter H, I was like, I was thinking about honesty. I was like, okay, you gotta be honest. It's important because, your reputation, your reflections, your community, all the good things that H, honesty, is important for. Then I really thought about it and I was like, no, actually, what I think is most effective, not that honesty is not effective, please be honest, but for social enterprise, what you really need to think about is H for hybrid, okay? Hybrid being hybrid models, so looking at alternative business models, alternative economic approaches, whatever it is, think hybrid. So for example, specifically in a South African context, there is no business registration form for a social enterprise. So you can't go to the CIPC and register a social enterprise, right? So you would have to use a hybrid model. So you would register a for-profit business with the CIPC, and then you would register a charity organization. So you can either register a non-profit company with the CIPC. I would recommend that you register a public benefit organization with the Department of Social Development so that you're able to file for Section 18A tax certificate, which means that if you do receive any donations, you're able to give your donors that tax certificate and they can then go use that to reclaim their taxes, and corporates generally just prefer that. So really think about your hybrid models, right? So hybrid one would be in terms of your registration. And so if you're in any country where the registration framework, the legislative framework does not make provision for you to register as a social enterprise, think about the kind of registration options that do exist and how you can utilize those to make the best of being a social enterprise. So in that hybrid, your for-profit business would carry out the profit objectives of the organization, and then the non-profit would carry out, or the charity would then carry out the mission aspects of the business. And what that kind of looks like is, for example, say you run a soup kitchen, right? And your nonprofit does the soup kitchen stuff where you are getting food to homeless people, to charities, to schools that don't have a feeding scheme, whatever it may be. And that's stuff that you're relying on donations for. And sometimes you might even find that you don't have donations for this and you're actually using your own money, right? And on the flip side of that, what you do is in your for-profit business, you can start a catering company, you can start a food servicing business, whatever it is. And whatever food you already provide for your soup kitchens, you can sell those as ready-made meals for people who are wanting to buy prepackaged lunch, prepackaged dinners, whatever it is, right? So, that's a very simplified form of what this would look like, but it's kind of like that thinking where you have one business and you're not separating your effort or your time, you're doing the exact same thing, so try to keep it in the same block of what you do, so if you are doing mission and impact stuff from a housing perspective, try have a business that is housing related, so a property company, a cleaning services maybe company. That's as far as I would go. If you are doing water security, think about 2 different projects that allow you to do that water and sanitation project, and so forth, right? So think about it in those kinds of ways. And then my second thing around hybrid would be to think about hybrid ways of operating, right? So sometimes you might find that the person that you are wanting to benefit with your mission is somebody who can't afford to pay for your product or your service. So then what you could do is you could have a dual product offer, so buy one and sponsor one. So that happens a lot where you'll find, like in first world countries or for a certain client segment, you have one product and then you tell that client that, hey, every time you buy one of these, the same exact product gets donated to somebody else. So if you buy a pair of shoes, we'll donate a pair of school shoes. If you buy a lipstick, we'll donate, sanitary towels. If you buy this, we'll donate that. So you can have that kind of model. Another thing that can happen is your beneficiaries might not be able to afford what you're providing, but maybe there's a corporate or there's a government chapter institution organization that's interested in fulfilling that particular objective. And so what they would then do is they would be the person who pays you so that you're able to carry out your services to the beneficiaries, right? So really think about the number of different combinations, hybrids that you could use to explore alternative business models, to explore alternative economic models that allow you to run a business that has mission but also has a profit without making room for scope creep or like mission drift, right? And basically what mission drift is when you start a business with a specific mission. So this is the mission: we're going to address climate change in this community by replanting trees, right? And that's what you're doing. And for some reason along the way, either a partner, investor, donations, whatever it is, or even just profit motive, so pushing and doing a lot of other stuff to try and make profit in the business, you actually didn't forget that that's what you were aiming to do. And then you shift. So you shift your mission from planting trees to growing flowers because there's a floral export market opportunity that's showing up, and now you're trying to make money by selling flowers, and that wasn't your initial mission to begin with, right? So really be mindful of that, because it can be quite easy to have mission drift when funding is limited, you know. So if there isn't a lot of funding going around and you're kind of trying to pivot your business to align with whichever kind of funding is available, that can work when the funding still goes to the same pool of people. But if you find yourself in a position where investors, partners, whoever it is completely wanting you to change everything that you're doing, that could be mission drift for your business, and that your business might not be doing what it set out to do initially. But if you're struggling with figuring out different ways of servicing your community and supporting your beneficiaries, really do think about somebody else who'd be interested in the same product that can subsidize your offering, or think about a corporate or government that would be interested in that particular mission, or even really huge international charities whose mission it is to, or foundations whose mission it is to end poverty, to meet the sustainable development goals and so forth. And then you can always partner with those, or match your requests to their funding, and then use that to support your beneficiaries. So yeah, that's it. Think hybrid. What are the different combinations that you can put together to allow you to meet your mission and your profit, so that you can have a business of impact that changes people's lives and supports the community that you've set out to support. We'll see you next time on another edition of the A to Z of Social Entrepreneurship. Cheers. Hi there, if you want to join our Social Impact Founders membership community here at MentHer, which is a global mentorship network supporting female social entrepreneurs, head over to our website, www.menther.co.za. You can also send us an email at info.co.za, and you will receive your free copy of a social impact guide on how to start a business and life of purpose and impact. See you online.